The rainforest is a totally different place than what we are used to. The grasses and trees are lush, green, and well-grown. It is a different and true world, with an abundance of colors and a large number of beautiful flowers, trees, and animals. Even in this distant, largely unexplored world, we sometimes see things that amaze us. Hello everyone, welcome to our channel. Thanks for stopping by today. Without further ado, let's take a look at some of the most amazing discoveries from the jungles of the world. So, let's get started. The Old Big City. In 2018, an archaeological team in Guatemala began a research in the forest in the northern part of Petén State using the latest ultra-sensitive laser technology. The results are surprising the researchers. Beneath the lush forest cover, they found a huge ancient Mayan city completely submerged by the rich rainforest. And nearby was Tikal, the central city of the Mayan kingdom of Mutlu. For almost 1,000 years before Christ, Tikal was the fortress of great monarchs and a center for crafts, education, and the arts. It is believed that the city decayed and was abandoned around the 10th century. I think it will be better to explain the causes of the demise of the classical Mayan civilization in a separate video. For that reason, I will not go into detail here. In any case, this discovery has radically changed our understanding of Tikal. Well, apparently it was a much larger city than previously thought. It was indeed a huge metropolis in ancient times. Possibly a huge metropolis with millions of inhabitants. However, until recently, researchers had only studied one district of this great city and thought it was the entire city. The city of the monkey god. Although much research has been done on the Aztecs and Mayans, little is known about their neighbors. For example, we are talking about the inhabitants of the Mezquitia region in eastern Honduras and partly in Nicaragua since ancient times. People have told various legends about the mysterious city of the monkey god, which is said to be located in this area. It was said that many local people had fled to the city to escape the epidemics brought by the Spanish colonists, but researchers paid no attention to such stories. Mezquitia is a forest of grasses and trees so dense that it is difficult even to enter. What kind of city could exist in such a place? What was the livelihood of the inhabitants, since hunting and gathering are not enough to feed a large city and the land is not suitable for agriculture? Some archaeologists have found varieties of interesting artifacts that point out that the city of the monkey god does indeed exist. And yet, most of the fellow archaeologists were skeptical and thought that it was a legendary city like a so-called lost paradise. Legends of this kind are popular and are passed around the world. However, in 2015, a discovery was made that negated the skeptical perspective on the Jungle Cup. We found traces of not just one, but many settlements, thanks to the use of modern equipment. Lost civilizations that have disappeared into the annals of history have finally caught the attention of scientists. But why did this civilization disappear and the city was absorbed by the forest? Finding the answers to these questions is a challenge from here on out. However, one thing is certain, the city of the monkey god is not just a beautiful fairy tale. The ancient civilization of the Amazon. Today, the rainforest that covers the Amazon River region is a land here that has largely been untouched by man. It is inhabited by a relatively small number of indigenous peoples, whose main occupation is hunting, fishing, and gathering. However, many of them leave for the cities in search of a more civilized life. The level of development of the indigenous people has been considered by many researchers to be equivalent to the Mesolithic or at best the Neolithic. However, recently, something has been discovered in the Amazon rainforest that challenges this view. In excavations conducted in 2019, scientists unexpectedly found traces of a city that may have been created around 3,000 years ago and then existed until the time of European settlement. Pottery, tools, and the remains of buildings have been excavated, but it is not known who lived there and where they disappeared to. It seems that the countless mysteries hidden in the jungles of Latin America have just been added up. The lost tribes. Let's change the scenery from the Western Hemisphere to the Eastern Hemisphere to Vietnam, the dense rainforest of Quang Province is home to a minority tribe known as the Luks. The existence of this wonderful people was first revealed by the soldiers of the Democratic Republic of Vietnam during the Vietnam War. Until recently, in the mid-20th century, no one knew of their existence, and the Luk people had no way of knowing about the world beyond their forest. The Luk tribe, who are descendants of the Shut tribe, a distant cousin of the Kim tribe, who were instrumental in the founding of Vietnam. Unlike other tribes inspired by civilization, the Shut tribe still opts for a simpler, more idyllic way of life in small villages hidden in the rainforest. And yet, more than half a century after their discovery, the people of the Luk tribe remain unabsorbed into Vietnamese society. Many people think they should be left alone, and that's because civilization has always had a destructive effect on these isolated communities. What do you guys think? We look forward to your comments. The ancient city of Africa. The history of southern Africa, where countries like South Africa, Namibia, and Botswana are located, is still unknown and full of mysteries. One of those mysteries is the city of Koenig. About the city have been told for centuries, but in 2019 South African researchers finally discovered traces of stone architecture in the Zouaker Pausren Nature Reserve. These remains are clearly connected to the mysterious city of Koenig. There, it was inhabited by the Tswana people for hundreds of years, from the 15th century to the 19th century. The level of development was much higher than in the surrounding areas, and it was even possible to construct magnificent stone buildings. Despite this, the inhabitants of Koenig disappeared for the next 200 years. The forest completely absorbed their homes, and no clues were found to answer the biggest mystery of all: what happened to the people? The whale found in the Amazon rainforest. Let's go back to the Amazon rainforest. We found one of the most unexpected things. The lost tribes and cities are all interesting, but imagine a whale carcass in the jungle. That's just what you heard. In 2019, researchers found the carcass of a humpback whale. And the biggest mystery was how it got here. The nearest whale population is on the other side of the continent. And the carcass was so many meters away from the water's edge. It would be very surprising if the only plausible explanation was that the carcass had drifted out to sea. But the tide at that location is not strong enough to carry a huge body like that. Several questions have been raised about this hypothesis. Really, we can only imagine that something miraculous happened. We end our ranking for today. Thank you for watching. If you enjoyed it, don't forget to subscribe to our channel, give us the like, share on social networks, and comment on what you thought. We thank you from the bottom of our hearts for your interest. We have 2 more awesome videos to point you to. See you in the next video.